Welcome to today's show. Today we are going to talk about depression. Women are affected by depression more, but statistics also and psychologists say although more women are depressed, the level of depression among men is more. Why is it so? And what are the signs that we need to check out as ladies, for our men, for our friends, for our boyfriends, in the house, in the family? Today, Dr. Wango, as usual, the topic of depression, last time we were talking about it, and I said it's very broad, it's very wide. But then, why? Can you give us, first of all, a general view? Because more women seem to be depressed than men. But before this, you were telling me that it affects men more. So can you give just a general view, yes, about it?
Thank you very much. Depression is one of the major aspects that affect our psychological well-being and our mental well-being. Yeah. And actually, it is estimated that 1 in 4 people.
One out of 4.
1 out of 4 people.
Yes.
1 out of 4. That's about 25%.
Yes,
of
a quarter actually.
Have a mentally disturbed. And it is actually estimated that 1 in about 10 people are depressed. Now, depression tends to affect women more than men.
So it affects women,
yes,
more than men.
Men, yes,
affecting.
It affects women more than men.
Why would they? I mean, psychologically, why does it affect more women than men? First of all, before we go,
because the depression is associated with so many aspects, like fear. It's also associated with anxiety, and then women tend to be more affected because of other aspects. Like when women give birth, they are affected by several types of depression, like what you call baby blues. Yes. Baby blues can turn out into depression, and it can actually turn into acute depression for women. So in fact, even in suicide, we say that more women attempt suicide than men.
But in the actual sense?
But more men commit suicide than women.
So, but why?
So the same thing now with the depression. More women tend to be depressed than men. But men are more affected by depression than women. The reason is very simple. Yes.
That is exactly where I want us to. Yes.
It has something to do with stress, which the other day we were discussing. Yeah. When you study men and women tend to deal with stress in a more amicable way than men. Why? It actually starts from the biological. Yeah. Women tend to have a hormone that regulates their monthly periods. Of course, men don't have the hormone because they don't have monthly periods.
So what is the problem? So
yes.
What is the problem?
So they don't have the hormone, of course, because they don't have the monthly period.
Yes.
Problem number 1. But now, socially, a major problem is men don't discuss their issues, even when they are affected by.
But they are men.
Exactly.
A man is a man.
A man is a man. Exactly.
We normally say like that.
Exactly. But what is depression? If you now start looking at what is depression, depression is a state of mind where the challenges affecting you overwhelm you. And yes.
So men keep these things, they keep piling, from 30, 40, 70, slowly.
Exactly. So the frustration, the disappointment, the challenges of life are overwhelming you. And you are not dealing with them. So as you are
going on,
they are accumulating. You are actually being swallowed. It's like you are in a swimming pool and you are sinking, and you are sinking deeper.
Continue sinking.
Yes. But women now careful now, back to the women. When women are having an issue, they discuss. And they come out and discuss it. They talk about it. In fact, it's interesting in counseling psychology, a man, one of the best examples we like giving is a man who maybe has family issues. Yeah. Like if he has a family problem with a wife, and he gets a bit of a beating from the wife.
Yes.
Not a
bit.
A bit, I mean a major one. A man will not discuss the issues with it. How do you tell people that you have been beaten by your wife? Especially in a more African and traditional setting.
Even now.
You don't just. But a woman will actually tell anyone who wants to listen
I was beaten, actually,
that she has a problem. But a man will sort of hide behind it. Men, especially the more traditional men, want to appear like they don't have a problem. And there are several challenges in life. Now, let's agree from that. There are several challenges in life. In fact, if you notice something very interesting, girls who suffer abuse, with due respect, which is very unfortunate, are likely even to get helped, and they are even likely to seek help. Men who unfortunately have suffered abuse, very few of them ever come out. When a man has financial issues or problems, he will not tell anyone.
Keep quiet.
When a man, exactly, when a man loses a close relative, you know, the lady is, with due respect, especially a more traditional setting, we say, a lady can cry, they can cry. But you don't expect a man to go about crying when he has lost someone. So they tend to incarnate. And that is now what, now you see, depression is a state where you are completely unable to cope with the overwhelming circumstances. So now, remember now the signs of depression. The person becomes withdrawn. The person is the person.
So the man, you know.
The man, yes.
The man
yes.
becomes withdrawn.
Yes,
He
yes,
keeps kind
yes.
of keep quiet.
Yes, you've got it, because like you've already picked where the lady is different. The lady will look for someone
talk, yeah.
to go and talk. They will look for the pastor.
Yeah.
The people you say, the pastor, a relative, the mother, the mother-in-law, and all that, and all that. The man becomes withdrawn. The man has financial issues. He pretends he's okay and borrows. I think you already have seen
More
the
and more.
statistics of people who are borrowing money more and more. He's having problems at work and at home. He shares it with no one. Then the men now, the worst is the third one. That, remember,
Yes.
I started with the hormones
Yeah.
and the coping.
Coping.
One of the worst things with the men is that they go for bad coping mechanisms. Yes, bad coping mechanisms. Which are the bad?
Like what?
Drinking. Drinking is the most
But you want to
common.
drink yourself off.
Smoking,
so that
very good.
You avoid all these things.
Thinking of suicide. You see, all those are negative coping mechanisms. They actually make a bad situation worse. One of the things you notice about men who are depressed, they are the ones who indulge in working. The person will be in the office at 5. Throughout, yes. 5 in the morning. And
I thought
stays
those are
at 8.
perfectionists. They are very good.
Well, it's a defense coping mechanism. In psychology, we talk about defense mechanism. And defense coping mechanisms can be hazardous to the person's health. Because the person now is indulging actually in work in order to cope with an already uncomfortable situation.
So in this case, then apart from the wrong coping mechanisms, what other signs will ladies be looking out to show or to see that they're able to help their men?
The husband. By the way, that's a very nice one. There are several signs that a lady can even pick from the husband if he is depressed. One is disinterest in work. Certainly, yeah, you will notice that the overindulgence in works, you know, in psychology, you also look for the extremes. The overindulgence in work, the husband leaves very early in the morning and comes very late.
Yes.
And he was working, actually seated in the office, already tells you something is getting out of hand. The lack of sleep or sleeping too much, the overeating or lack of eating, and then other aspects you can pick, the disinterest in the family. You notice that if the man is too disturbed, he has no interest in the family. And then you also look for things we call interest that the person had earlier, before
now
and now the person is losing interest. Like the person would be so much concerned about the family and how it's doing, the person is not concerned. And then remember the issue of issues, like now with the COVID-19 and other issues. Maybe the husband was also experiencing some financial difficulties.
Yes.
So immediately with these financial difficulties that he's experiencing, you now start noticing these issues. One of them, I don't know whether your program is watched by children, is sexual libido. Low sexual libido.
It goes off. But that can be a source of real problems.
It can have,
again,
and it can be caused by very many issues, like a disease. It could also come as a result of something like diabetes or high blood pressure, or the person having so many issues at the workplace. So this is why we look for aspects that you can connect, so that you can say this is related to this. And that's why also it's important to visit a doctor. Because when you visit a doctor, the doctor will look at the physiological makeup and find out if there is a medical condition that could be causing this. Otherwise, when the man has issues, and life has challenges anyway, for all of us,
of course,
including finance,
and
including
the fact
work,
that men don't talk about it.
and the fact that men, I like that, and the fact that men don't talk about it. But now you can pick, even from your man, you can pick that my husband had an interest in 1, 2, 3, and then also the goals that he had. He starts sort of cutting them off. That this person had already said we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has no interest in any of this. It could be two things: he's unable to achieve them, or they were too high, or he has become depressed. Because one sign of depression is lack of interest. It's
Many things. So it's frustrated of.
It's frustration, disappointment, lack of interest.
But what then can, in short, what can women do?
Oh,
Because you see,
wow, nice
once,
and nice
yeah,
one.
yeah. Because what can women do? I mean, they're out there, they're watching you. What can they do?
One, very
Boyfriend
good.
is frustrated,
Very good.
depressed, or the husband is frustrated, depressed.
Talk to
for
him.
many things. What can they do?
Talk to him, be there for him,
Talk to
encourage, yes, be there for him. Encourage him to also, the church and spiritualism is very important.
Okay.
And even praying together as a family.
Yeah.
In fact, I've told many people
That warmth,
yes,
yes.
and they have come and said, it worked magic. Yeah, of course I attribute that to God, not to my work. Because you see, when you people pray together, prayer is one of the things we recommend even in stress. Because it encourages the person feels that they can have talked to someone. Yeah. Then for bringing the family together. You see, when the family is together, it stimulates everyone. Exercises are very important. Doing a bit of exercises, even if it's
Some of us work
jumping.
very much and we don't have time to go for
Exactly.
exercise. Yeah.
But also taking a lot of water,
Okay.
and of course the right nutrition.
Yeah.
And then of course you can now go back to refueling even
You
your
know,
goals.
the other day you were talking about nagging. Can this nagging
Be stopped.
not really,
I like that.
not really be stopped, but reduced, or can it actually cause that depression?
course,
That is what I'm saying.
Of course it does.
So that the ladies, you know, we are talking about, can they?
By the way, because the nagging also has goals that this man has, and several things he's trying to achieve, which he may not have achieved, but now the nagging makes him feel frustrated and
yes.
disappointed.
Because the
And
list is
exactly,
long, you see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can also reduce some of these goals, and I agree with you completely. You can reduce some of these goals and go for the ones that you can quickly achieve, or you can even divide them into short term and
Long term, yes. So finally, I mean, it is the two of them
Exactly.
really working on this to reduce. So in short, you are just saying actually the man, the woman, the young lady, the young man who are dating or have a relationship can actually work towards ensuring that this is eased.
Exactly.
It comes down.
You reduce the tension in the home, the stress, so that at the end of the day, both of you are comfortable and everyone is comfortable and has good health.
I think we stop there. We want to stop there. Viewers, ladies, this is how to work. It is very, very important, and it is Agenda TV's mission to ensure that the family is safe, that relationships continue. So until next time, it's bye for now.